Welcome to the RV Kitchen as we share our journey on Highway 20 across America. This is the 9th leg of our journey that started in Newport, Oregon and will end in Boston, Massachusetts. Today, it's 225 miles and about 4 hours across the state of Wyoming. After pulling out onto Wyoming Highway 120, it's down off the bluff and into the eastern end of Cody. Here, Highway 20 is merged with Wyoming's 120, Highway 14, and Highway 16, and after a couple of turns, we stop for gas as it's a long haul to Caspar. Gas can be elusive on these long stretches, and you don't want to be caught with a low gas light. After topping off the tanks, it's back on the road, and with 4 miles on the trip meter, I take a right where Wyoming 120 breaks off. Destination for lunch today is the town of Thermopolis.
Captain's log 1095-2275. Just left Cody, Wyoming after 5 days of amazing time visiting museums, the Wild West, and getting a real good taste for Bill Cody. That's better.
To be Highway 20 pure, I should have taken 14 east to Grey Bull and then turned south, but that would have been an extra hour or more, and today I wanted to get to Thermopolis for lunch, so I'm taking a shortcut. For the next 25 miles, Wyoming 120 cuts through grassland and nothing else until the town of Metisy. In the Shoshone language, this means nearby, but nearby what, I'm really not sure. The town is less than a square mile, with a population of around 300, and I haven't passed anything of any significance in the last hour. Like so many towns we've passed on our journey since leaving Oregon, Metisy looks like it's surviving, but not thriving. Looking back, I wish I'd stopped and walked around the town a little, and maybe contributed to the economy. Another 50 miles of rolling yellow grassland fills the distance to Thermopolis. As its name suggests, this is a geothermal town and hot springs. If you're coming from the west, it's important to go through town and come in on the backside of the park to avoid a low bridge that isn't well marked. Thermopolis is a must-do lunch stop because of the state park hot springs and bathhouse. Free to soak for 20 minutes, and that's all you really need. You can bathe in the mineral waters, have lunch overlooking the river, and stroll along the boardwalk that takes you through the runoff pools from the thermal hot springs. In the park that surrounds the hot springs, there's a lot of attractions, and it's well worth the walk around. Back on Highway 20 and south out of Thermopolis, the road runs next to the Bighorn River and through the Wind River Valley. Here the river is flanked by the Burlington route of the Union Pacific Railroad. This was built in the early 1900s, and we were lucky enough to pace a train down through the winding valley. Leaving the railroad behind, it's back out onto rolling prairie and through Boysen State Park. Highway 20 cuts through a few more tunnels on its way to Shoshone, where it merges with Highway 26 and then turns east. Another 100 miles of open grassland is punctuated by the occasional group of cows or a corral and stock loading area. It's a warm and sunny day, and after periods of not seeing another traveler, you get to an appreciation for the vastness and beauty and the isolation. It's not until the town of Mills that there are any signs of population. The edge of town is filled with industrial units, oil storage tanks, and a few derricks, and it's a stark contrast to the last 2 hours of open prairie. Mills and Caspar are oil towns, and that is heavy industry, not farming. Taking a right onto Wyoming Boulevard, we pass a giant metal sculpture of a bald eagle and then cross the North Platte River into Fort Caspar and Fort Caspar Campground. Thanks for riding with us, and if you'd like to watch the entire time lapse of this journey, there's a link in the comments below. For more on our journeys and adventures, follow us on Facebook and social media as we cook our way across America.